Mansā Mūsā came to power 700 years ago as the king of Mālī, after the previous king, Bakr II, disappeared at sea. Mansā Bakr II had departed on a large fleet of ships to explore the Atlantic Ocean and never returned. The story is narrated in the book Masālik al-Abṣār fi Mamālik al-Amṣār, written by FaḍlAllāh al Umarī, who heard the story from Amīr Ḥājib, where Mansā Mūsā mentions to Amīr that Mūsā's predecessor didn't believe that there was nothing on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, and that he loved to find out what was at the end of it. Mansā Mūsā then explains what he recalled happening with regards to his predecessor, and how this event led to him taking over the throne. So he, his predecessor, readied 200 ships filled with men, and similarly filled with the gold, the water, and the provisions, what was enough to last them for years. And he said to the travelers in it, "Don't come back until you reach the end of it, or you run out of your provisions and your water." So they departed and prolonged the time of their absence. Not one of them came back until a very long time had passed. Then one ship returned from them, and we asked their leader what was of their story and their news. So he said, "You know, O Sultan, verily we traveled for a long time, until there appeared to us in the open sea a river with a powerful current, and I was the last one among those ships. As for the other ships, so they went on ahead, but when they reached that place they did not return, and they did not appear, and we did not know what happened to them. As for me, so I returned from my place, and did not enter the river." He said, so he rebuked him. He said, "Verily, then that Sultan readied 2,000 ships, 1,000 for himself, and the men whom he took as companions with him, and 1,000 for the provisions and the water. He then appointed me successor, and embarked with who was with him on the ocean sea, and travelled in it. And that was the last meeting of him, and of all those who were with him. And so, the kingship was transferred to me." To clarify, FaḍlAllāh al Umarī, the Arab historian who recorded this story, died in 1349, over 100 years before Christopher Columbus was even born. So there is no reason, as some would claim, for him to lie about this event in order to take credit for the so-called discovery of the Americas. The same can be said about both Ibn Amir and Mansā Mūsā. None of these men would gain anything for lying about another man sailing to the Americas. So we can safely say that the Muslim world did indeed have knowledge of something existing on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, and that Muslims in West Africa did indeed sail across the Atlantic and make contact with the Americas.